may not know you, but we're here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like there's a whole community of people.
If you would just like reach out.
Yeah, that's all it takes is like commenting back, starting the conversation, and you just learn so many things about people and
yeah, for sure. That's why I love
and you learn about things.
It. That's why I love Instagram so much.
Yeah, I've
literally
like,
love
a whole
Instagram.
new love for it this last.
Really?
Like
it's good.
Honestly,
2020 is gonna be great.
It's probably been like the last 6 months that I've started to enjoy Instagram. I'm so excited for 2020.
It's gonna be poppin'.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be so great. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so, I mean, those are like the basic questions I had about you and Valen. Yeah, it's just us sharing that this is something that people are doing and it's okay. And it's helps some, it doesn't help everybody.
Yeah,
right?
but
just like anything.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it to just try to just try and educate yourself on something you're not sure about. Just reach out, ask questions. Like literally everything's a Google away nowadays. So.
Yeah. So let's just recap. So like the positive things that you found using CBD with generally your family would be?
It's definitely helped promote just like a sense of calm, relaxation. Just it's helped them know that like they have this little treat like in the bath, you know, like it's helped them know that, not know that, but it's helped them feel that relief. It's helped them in that way. So I like that when I incorporate that into our bath time routine, like when they do have those bath bomb nights, that they really like truly benefit from them because they know what it is. I'm honest with them. They know.
It's important to
it's important to let them know like what's in it and stuff like that, and they like it. Like I give my kids melatonin, and they know that stuff helps them relax and
it's natural,
you know, and it's natural. But
and that I'm not in your family, but I'm gonna add a positive for you. But it shows them a natural alternative.
Yeah, but they don't have to just
You're not giving
do what everybody does, and you know,
or NyQuil.
Yeah,
like you're having trouble sleeping tonight. Here's a NyQuil.
I know.
Like you're not necessarily just switching to that or going straight to something like that, which who knows what's in that stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. And that's why it's important. Like we do like, you know, bath time and then like no screen time before bed, bath time. Then we're in bed for a little while, hanging out, cuddling, playing like, you know, night music or something, read a book, whatever. Like it's, I don't know where I was going with that. I feel like I gave you a horrible answer.
No, it's just a routine, and it's like just part of their routine.
Yeah, it's just a part of their routine now. It's not anything. And I know that you did the lotion line now and stuff. And personally, I use that salt scrub of yours, and that's like great. So I haven't given any of that to the kids because like I'm selfish. Nice. I'm a selfish mom. Self care for mom. But they get those bath bombs. So
yeah,
and Blaine really loves them as well.
That's good. Yeah, I think it's just awesome, and I mean, it's already a thing, Canna Kids, but I think we're going to see a lot more of that in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, people need to, if they share it, you know, it just stops the stigma that's associated with it. Because
they're afraid to give your kid any sort of...
I know, no one ever said anything. Like, and it's totally normal to just give your kid freaking, you know, Advil or Tylenol or...
What about what that's doing to their kidneys and their liver?
Dude, they tell you not to give your baby, like, honey and stuff, like, until they're, like, after a year old, I think. You're not supposed to give babies honey and stuff. Like, it's just, like, it's crazy to me. Like, it's just crazy. So.
Yeah, and since there's nothing detrimental to using just CBD, I mean, I know it's still in its, like, beginning stages, and they're still doing research and whatnot, but... I mean, we've actually been using this.
And it's overwhelmingly positive.
Since
everything.
George Washington, like, we've always...
I literally don't even know why we have money. Like, why do we have currency? We should just be paying for everything in cannabis.
Cannabis
and hemp.
Yeah, right?
We get everything out of hemp.
All right, so I think now it's time for the do's and don'ts.
Ooh, I got some good do's and don'ts, I feel like.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so using CBD for your son... who is neurodiverse. What are the do's and don'ts?
I would say do your research. Don't buy CBD from like a gas station or from somewhere that it doesn't have their posted like lab tests, their ingredients, good reviews. Like if you're going to reach out and try CBD, don't just buy it from don't lump all CBD into one category. Like, if one doesn't work for you, like, try a brand. It's probably because it's not a quality brand. It's probably because it's missing an ingredient.
Yes.
Because even, look at this lawsuit, even if it's a big, huge brand, you don't know if it even has the ingredients in it. So it's just, like, really important to do your research.
Yeah.
Do your research. Don't buy it from a gas station. Another thing is, do try to just accept your child for the way that they are. Don't try to change them. Don't think of giving your CBD to your child as, like, something that's going to cure them of their selves. So do accept your child the way they are, and don't think of this as a cure-all for anything like that. It's just CBD is a relief for, you know, anyone.
The symptoms that they may have.
Yeah, and if your kid is having a really tough day at school, like, this is something that's just, like, it's such a good way, like, to just sit. We could just sit in the bathroom with your kid and, like, just chill with them. Like, you don't leave your kid in the bathtub for long by themselves, I hope, but
right.
like, it's just okay. So yeah, back to do's and don'ts. I get all flustered. Do reach out on social media. Use it as a tool. That's, like, one of my biggest do's, I'd say, because social media has been a humongous tool for me. I don't think I would be where I am now in my journey, like, if it wasn't for social media. Because
there's support groups.
It's a support group. There are many organizations out there, and so do use social media to reach out. Don't support national organizations that don't support the progression of the neurodiverse community. If you're supporting a organization that is trying to cure anything of your like, stay away from those
false claims.
Do get actively involved with your own community.
Yes.
Do your research on the special education laws in your school district. Because guess what? Your child's going to have to go to school, and they're going to have an IEP, they're going to have a 504 plan, they're going to have something set in place to where they're going to have supports that they need, and they're guaranteed that right as a citizen, you know, in our beautiful country. And there's lots of things that are out there, and I know that's hard to access them for a lot of families, but do get involved in your community. Do get involved with the local school board, because when your child does go to school, they're going to need those supports in place, and it's best to be educated. It's best to be, you know, what if there's not enough of let's say, an autistic population in your city or something, so some funding doesn't go through because nobody wanted to vote on it, because nobody knew about it, because nobody cared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, and that doesn't directly affect anybody else, but it affects you and your family.
Right.
So do get involved, you know, with your local communities, and don't really just take too much interest in national, global organizations.
Yeah.
Stay within your community. Network within your community. Join Facebook groups. I have a beautiful Facebook group that I found within this last, I'm going to say, I think like 2 years, maybe a year. They're amazing. I wish I would have found it when I first started this journey. If you don't mind, I'll totally say their Facebook group.
Yeah, go for it.
It's called Autism Inclusivity, and it's on Facebook. And I believe it is ran by, I think, 4 or 5, maybe less, maybe more.
Okay.
A couple admins that are all autistic. They're all autistic advocates, and they're all just, you know, awesome people from around the world. And there's a YouTube channel. This girl named Amethyst Schuber. She has a YouTube channel called Ask an Autistic, and you can go to her YouTube channel and literally ask her anything, and she will answer your question. And she has videos on it. Every video is a question, so she answers every question that you'll ever have. Go find her,
and I'm sure she's definitely answering every question.
She's definitely answering every question. And just don't be discouraged. Like, don't be discouraged because of a diagnosis. Don't be discouraged. That's important. Do reach out, and do talk to people who are autistic adults, autistic people within your community, autistic mothers, fathers, doctors, lawyers. Like, don't talk to people who are other parents of other kids with, like, a diagnosis. I mean, if you want to reach out for that support, go ahead. That's great. But I've found out in my personal experience 9 times out of 10, can't relate to the other parent. Can't relate.
Yeah.
Doesn't ever. I mean, if you find one of those parents where you do, and you guys can have good play dates, and your guys' kids get along great, and you guys can stand each other,
awesome.
That's amazing. That sounds like an A1 situation. But in my experiences, it's been most helpful for me and most beneficial for my child to take advice from actually autistic people.
Right. And I think that's how you find what works best, because it's not just reviews you see on the website by whoever left that.
Exactly.
This is like word to mouth reviews. You're hearing firsthand, like, this worked for someone that you know, and you're seeing.
And this group, Autism Inclusivity, is a great group because parents can come and ask, like, hey, my son is doing this. Like, do anybody remember doing this when they were little? Or my son always wants this. Like, is he ever going to grow out of this? Or just, like, literally any question you have. And people will be like, oh, my God, I used to do the same thing. And this is what my parents would do. Maybe that'll help you. Like, and it's just a really great tool to learn that it's a culture. There's an autistic culture. There's an autistic movement happening right now that I had no idea about.
Right.
And I thought it was all like, special needs mom. I'm an autism mom. Like, I thought it was all like that. And then the more you really, like, educate yourself and, like, really, like, dive into that world, you find out, like, wow, like, I shouldn't be talking to special education teachers as much as I should be talking to actually people who are autistic and, like, went through ABA therapy and their experiences with it. And they didn't like it, and it was negative, and, you know, or this worked for them, they really liked it. You know, I personally haven't used any therapies or anything like that with my son. So I majored in child development, and I was a preschool teacher. So I took some courses in special education, and I just am a naturally patient person. And
yeah, you are.
I don't mind, like, you know, teaching my kid about the world.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think it's like, don't just listen to this episode or read online that CBD helps autism and go buy some random CBD product and expect to help you, because not everything works the same for everybody.
Exactly.
So first off, it may not be right for you.
Exactly. And that's okay.
And
if medication is right for you, that's okay. It's not judgment. But we're just here to educate about CBD.
To try, because if it fails, the more you fail, the faster you are to
trial and
growth,
error.
And, you know,
learn from those mistakes, find a lesson. That's right.
Yeah, so if, you know, we're talking about my brand here, Quartz Trading Co., but, hey, might not be for someone else. I think it's just important.
Okay.
And that's fine.
Find something that works for you. That's the thing. Do the research.
You're comfortable with.
A company that you trust.
Ultimately results in reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah, utilize those resources, people.
That's what's important. For sure. I'm sure glad I did. I'm sure glad I reached out.
Yeah.
I'm sure glad we networked.
Right. Right. Now we're friends and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any more do's and don'ts?
I can't really think of any more off the top of my head. Okay. Those are the ones I, like, prepared.
Yeah. So. I think those were, like, the most helpful ones, too.
Thanks. Yeah. I really, like, this was really cool to do. Thank you for, like, having me on.
Oh, yeah. I know. Thank you for being on it. I think it's just important to spread the awareness. Yeah. And
I agree.
All scales of the spectrum. I mean... Everyone's different, but no one's sure, and everyone's curious. Yeah,
so and I'm going to open book, so if there's anybody who's listening and, like, they go to my Instagram and you guys, like, want to DM me, like, I'm super, like, I'll DM you. Yeah. I pretty much live on Instagram. I live on the internet. I respond to everybody. Yeah, like, if you DM me, I respond to you.
If you want to ask me about a different CBD product, I don't care.
If I've tried it, I'll tell you.
I don't get offended.
Sharing is caring in my book. So
yeah, and I like to give the most honest opinions and unbiased.
Yeah, I can give you, all I can tell you is my truth. That's exactly it. All I can tell you is my truth, and, you know, this has been my truth with your company and your product, so it's something that I'm going to keep using for my family, so yay, I'm excited about it, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to, like, talk about some do's and don'ts, you know, when it comes to autism, and I'm glad I got to, like, share some of the stuff that I learned throughout this, because it's pretty cool, because I've been wanting to, like, you know, share and more. It's just, like I said, we were talking about earlier, it's really hard, man, because people tear you down, so thank you again for, like, allowing me, like, a safe place to, like, share it.
Safe zone.
Yeah.
Is there anything you would change about, like, during your journey? Is there anything that
I wish I would have found that group, autism and inclusivity. I wish I would have found them sooner. I wish I would have found Amethyst Schumer